Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I want to talk about men's issues and why men are struggling, and men are typically more likely to end things in their lives as an answer to things instead of reaching out and getting help. And I feel like if you're not a man, well, obviously if you're a woman, you don't really understand because you just think just to reach out and get help. But it's so wild how we live in two completely different worlds, and we go through, we literally we're on two opposite ends of the world in the way that we live our lives. And men, typically, we all know that if you reach out and you're asking for help, you either might not get help, or you get laughed at, or you get shamed into somebody saying, or people saying, you should be like, man up, like stop being a wuss about things. I know just from being in my own friend groups and stuff like that, that is the general consensus of things. And you know what, I'm totally at fault for that too, that with a lot of things, and especially if you're not going through those things that somebody's needing help with, you can't understand it. Even between other guys typically aren't like that emotionally connected. And like they always say that a lot of men's relationships are a mile long and an inch deep. It means like we can talk about everything, but we only go so far. You only go so deep. And it's so funny. It's like that classic thing of like, the girlfriend says, oh, what'd you guys talk about? Did you ask about the baby? Did you talk about this? And like, no, what'd you guys talk about? Oh, we talked about if we were in the Roman Empire, like what would we be doing? Like I would be a soldier or something like that, or we played Would You Rather or something. Like it was stupid. Like talked about nothing, or we talked about video games or something, or the sports, whatever. And yeah, it's just men also don't have the community around them, and typically men also just don't reach out as well, because of fear, right? And it is really sad. It's a struggle with a lot of men, and because I feel like people seem to think that men aren't like human in a way, like we're just stiff upper lip kind of, we just get things done, we man up. But I mean, men still have emotions too. We get depressed about things, we get sad about things, things bug us. I mean, it's so true that like even with breakups and stuff in relationships, typically it takes men a lot longer to get over things, if at all. And that's another thing that I don't think a lot of women understand, is that how long, or just men just carry, especially first relationships and stuff like that too, really first heartbreaks or those first pains, those are cuts that just go so deep. And like even from my own experience, I look at things as like, yeah, I know I need therapy, I know that I need to go get help and stuff like that, but first of all, it's like the time, I look at the time commitment, I also look at the money. Everything is so ridiculously expensive. And I think that's also another thing that men look at too. It's because men are very logical. And it's kind of like, especially in this economy, it gets to the point where it's like, do I pay for my bills, my groceries, my car payment, my insurance, gas, phone, or do I pay to talk about my stupid feelings for 5 minutes or for an hour or whatever it is, and pay $200 to talk to somebody who I'm paying to listen to me? And it's just like, I'd rather spend $200 on something else that actually makes me feel good, I guess, in the immediate, right? And yeah, men typically aren't the ones to open up. They're not the type to like sit down and really talk and get into like, I'm not every guy, obviously. I'm just saying, like, just in general, on average, it takes a lot to really get on that level, and you got to be pretty close with your guy friends to get on that level. And then it's even that, like, I've had those moments, but it's like, it's very short. It's like, you talk about it. Well, even for example, like, I was with my buddies, this was like a few weeks back, and it literally took us getting drunk to talk about things more deep with each other. Like, we were having fun, the night was carrying on and stuff like that, and it was like the guys were like 12 beers deep, and that's when they start opening up about, like, oh, you know, I've been struggling with depression and stuff like that, and he's telling me about, like, his life story and, like, and things that have been bugging him and stuff like that. I'm like, oh wow, like, I didn't realize that. And it was just like, it wasn't like a pity party or anything. It just was like, yeah, this is what I'm struggling with, and I take this for it, and I talk to people, and yeah, I just kind of, like, that's my life. And that's another thing that I think people get stuck in the mindset of, is just that, like, oh, I guess this is the new me now. I'm the depressed guy. I'm the heartbroken guy. I'm the guy that struggles with mental illness. I'm the guy that struggles with whatever, idolations of, you know what, whatever, right? And they don't think that it's ever really going to get better. And I think that's the other thing that pushes guys over the edge, is not thinking things can get better. I mean, I've been stuck in that as well, where, especially what's going on in the world too, just dealing with depression and stuff like that, of, like, what am I working towards? What am I doing this game? What is this game of life for? Like, yeah, just, it's not like how it was back years ago. Like our parents are the last generation. Well, I don't know how old you guys are, but my parents are in their 60s, and they are the last generation to have done better than their parents and their children at the same time. And I don't know what I'm working for anymore. I don't know what I'm working towards, because I'm literally just working to survive. And I'm like like, I've got goals and stuff in life, but the money that I'm making is nowhere near enough to get to those goals. And I know this is kind of sidetracked and not really off topic, but, like, this is one of the things that's leading to other mental health things and stuff, that it's like, when you start to feel hopeless about your situation, and then you don't really know who to talk to about it, you don't know who to share things with, you start to feel lost and empty, and feeling like there's nowhere else to go. But I found that, I know sometimes it might sound funny, but well, it might sound, I don't know how it sounds, but I know that actually writing things out, I don't like saying journaling. I don't like that. It's all semantics. But yeah, just writing things down, what I'm thinking, what's going on in my head, or how my day was, or whatever, just getting it out does help. And even talking with friends. But I know a lot of guys are struggling because they don't have a lot of friends, and especially as you get older too, you start to lose friends because of just life happening. People get married, people get girlfriends, they move away, work, whatever, kids, life happens. And as you get older, things like, you kind of you're not nurturing those friendships as much. And guys are like that. Guys are just caught up in their own stuff, and they're just they're waiting for somebody else to reach out. And they forget that they also have to reach out. But yeah, it's one of those things that being a man, it really is. It's a cold, dark road, lonely road of being a man. And I'm realizing that more and more as I get older. And and not for every man, but I feel like on average, it is for a lot of men, because nothing is everything all the time, or fully 100%, obviously. But I would say for a strong majority, it is like this, and it gets like this at a point in your life. And yeah, just trying to carry on and just put one foot in front of the other and be strong enough to keep going on is a battle in and of itself. And I can totally understand where guys come from. I can totally understand. And I think the other thing too with a lot of guys that do end things is that they're deep thinkers. They think a lot. That's one thing I've heard that sticks out to me, and I can see that in people. A lot of men that think a lot, and I'm not talking about like thinking about like, oh, what am I doing today? I'm talking about like you're deep thinking. You're thinking about like, what's my future gonna look like? What's this? What's that? Like, what am I gonna be doing in a year? And you really are overthinking. You're not kind of, you are overthinking, and it really, you just spiral, and it's a struggle to try and break out of that spiral. But yeah, that's just the way men are, and I'm trying to like one of my goals I'd love to do is to like start a thing like more men's groups, more men's things that guys can feel like they can go to like these certain events and talk to other men and about whatever, and or do an event or do something with a bunch of guys, like that kind of brings guys together and kind of creates a community and friendships and stuff like that, and is kind of an open area for guys to talk about personal issues and stuff like that, and kind of be there for each other to because that's what we used to do. Like, that's the other problem with our society and the way we're set up nowadays, is that back then, like not that long ago, we were in tribes. And if someone was struggling, people all got onto the person that was struggling and worked to help them, and they stuck with each other and they worked things out. They were in a small, tight-knit community. And we've lost that. Everything's the way society wants us to be is be individualistic and to be like me, because that works for consumerism. And it's just the corporate world, this is perfect for them, because creating an individualistic society and people that want to be, I want to be out on my own, I don't want to be with parents or friends or family or whatever. It works out better for them, because that's how they get you to buy stuff for yourself to make yourself feel better, right, in the short term and stuff like that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that in the comments on men's issues and stuff. It's just, yeah, like eventually at some point in the future, if I could grow this channel and I can do something like that, I'd love to do that. I see it, they do it in the States. I've seen some men's groups and stuff like that in the States, and it looks great, but it's obviously in another country, and I can't join something that's 8 hours away at the closest one. But yeah, it's the way things are. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. I'll catch you in the next one.